you cleared up and then you sniffled and you shook it back into pixelation. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Crams are here. It's our top 25 favorite singers lists. We've each made our own top 25 favorite singers of all time list. Every week we reveal one more from each of our lists, and we are up to number 19 this week. So we can jump right into it, and I believe it is Joe's turn to go first.
All right, my 19th favorite singer of all time, and that will forever be the case. This is final. You can never change this. I'm going with a guy with an unmatched ability to alienate and turn off his audience. And this is probably my most abrasive pick. I'm going to go with Mike Patton of Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, Tomahawk, Fantomas, Dead Cross, Peeping Tom, probably dozens of other bands that no one has heard of. He does whatever he wants. He's Mike Patton. He was in Faith No More. He made his money, so now he does whatever he wants. And a fun fact about Mike Patton, he has the largest range of any notable singer in popular music history. They did a study of everyone's range, and not like literally every YouTube singer, but of all the popular singers, his range was the greatest, 6 octaves. And he can rap, sort of. I mean, he's not the best rapper, but the greatness of Mike Patton, I think, is just, his ability to change up his vocal style for whatever the song calls for. He came into Faith No More after the music had already been written, so he gets thrown in the deep end. He comes up with what I think is a great pseudo rap part on Epic. The way he's able to modulate and change from that rapping into the big bombastic choruses and everything, I think is perfect. He's got a great rapid fire, sharp as a knife delivery on Falling to Pieces. He's got that sort of adenoidal, bratty vocals because he's coming into the band. He's not trying to take it over quite yet. That would come with Angel Dust, their next album, and the change is just striking. He's basically this like charismatic serial killer on that album. His ability to just drop out of like any vocal into something else, a little aside. You take a song like Land of Sunshine, and it's just 5 wildly different parts. He's got like a normal voice up in the song. He's doing that rapid fire percussive style in the second verse. He's the TV host talk singing. He's doing a call and response with himself. He busts into that demonic laughter. There's a little like opera interlude. And it's just completely insane. Like, he's batshit crazy.
Yes. Now for the next question. Does emotional music have quite an effect on you? Do you feel sometimes that age is against you? Sing and rejoice and sing and rejoice.
He took over the band, sort of just molded it in his whacked out mind's direction. And I think it's a brilliant album. It's one of my favorite of all time. And he can be theatrical, especially for metal, without devolving completely into camp. His screams on Caffeine are just like nerve-wracking. They're almost sickening. It's hard to listen to him sometimes because he's unsettling. And even when he's at his most abrasive, he's unsettling. Even when he's tender and sort of like creepily like nice, might be even worse. And listening to him, like, I usually don't like that type of singer that much because I like the pretty boys and the pretty girls with their beautiful voices. But there's something about Patton, his ability to morph into all these different characters is just really cool. He can do nice emotions as well, like on Midlife Crisis. You really feel the real human emotion behind it. And it's almost a little scary because he's sort of like a guy with multiple personalities. He's just like, okay, now I'm real, now I'm evil. Like just the way he's able to do that's great. His ability to channel real vulnerability, a song like Evidence from King for a Day.
I didn't feel a thing. You didn't mean a thing.
And, you know, despite all these like changes, he's an unbelievable singer. His control, his vibrato, his range, obviously, you know, really good. Six octaves. His low end is really cool when he gets like really demonic. We can do great falsetto, and he's just full of menace and anger and rage. And listen to the final note, and this is what made me really fall in love with him. I saw his performance of Easy on Leno, and he's just so casually brilliant at it, just effortlessly hitting all these songs, kind of like mugging it up, playing for the cameras the whole time. Just, you know, a song like that is so simple for him that he can just, you know, handle it without any problems.
Seems to me, girl, you know I done all I can. You see a big stall in the barrow. Yeah. Ooh.
But that's a good one to watch if you want to just see how great he is. So yeah, Mike Patton, my 19th favorite vocalist of all time. And yeah, he's cool. He's a cool guy.
I got Patton at 4 stars, 4-star singer, 5-star description. Very nicely done, buddy.
All right, my number 19 is Elvis Costello, whose voice I absolutely love. He gets put, I think, a lot of times when you talk about him as a singer, he gets put in this category of like weird voiced singers that aren't technically great but somehow make it work. But I actually disagree with that. I think he is a legit great singer. I think he's got so much control, and it doesn't seem like he has a big range, but he's got an above average range. I think because he starts so low, he might not get to soaring heights, but I was looking, his range is about almost like 3 octaves, which is above average for a male singer. You know, I think when he goes big, he nails it every time. He's never off. It sometimes feels like a high wire act. Like, it's exciting when he goes up there because it doesn't seem like it should be in his natural range. So there's like this energy to it when he does go a little higher, which I think makes his performances really interesting. If you listen to The Long Division, the track from the record that he did with Bacharach, that track, he's getting up pretty high.
But you'll never know what suspicion is until you lie awake. And every night you ask.
He's got so much passion and conviction in all of his performances as well. There's a million examples of that, but probably my favorite is the song Battered Old Bird from Blood and Chocolate.
He danced upon the bonfire, swallowed sleeping pills like dreams, with a bottle of sweet sherry that everything redeems. Whoa, he's a battered old bird.
I think his vocal delivery on that is just so impassioned and just fantastic. He's such a versatile singer as well. You know, from the classic songwriting type of stuff that he did with Bacharach to vocal jazz at times. He does country. He's got country records. Of course, all the rock and pop stuff that he did, the new wavy type of quirky, angular rock that he did early in his career, all the way up to the 90s when he was like dabbling in classical chamber or whatever. The record he did with the Brodsky Quartet, the song Why on that, I think his vocals are excellent.
Why does he still love me? Will you take care of me if you both love me so?
He's got maybe one of my all-time favorite vibratos. Maybe the only one that I like more is Chrissy Hines, but I like that really wide vibrato that he's got. I think it's super cool. I don't know. I just think he's great. I love his voice. I think he's legitimately a really, really good singer. His tone, his control, the way he's able to maneuver through genres, and his decision making too as a singer. I think he's very tasteful and just has a lot of class when it comes to his vocal decisions. And I think if you're still skeptical of him as a great singer, check out what he does on the song The Poison Rose from King of America. I think it's just a stunning vocal performance. So
I threw away my shirt and shoes. You looked and I dived in. It's just you and me now. 'Cause I threw away the gin. I threw away your alibis and all you want out clothes.
there you go. 19 for me is Elvis Costello. Will we see him again? Will Joe have him? I don't know.
I don't think he's really Joe's style of singer for a top 25 list. I don't think Joe has a problem with him singing. All right. I think we got two pretty well-received artists here. Excuse me. If I sniffle a little bit, I'm pre-warning everyone I am coming down from a sinus infection. I'm going to make everyone happy with this pick, especially my boy down below me. I got Chris Cornell at number 19. And spoiler alert, I'm probably not done with grunge by a long shot on this list. Obviously, Cornell has just this brute force, full of power, but very clean. And I'm not even going to totally ignore most of the audio slave stuff. I think the live versions of those songs, especially when they're unplugged, are very good. Like, he still sounds really good when he does some of that stuff on Howard Stern. I think the problem with those records is mostly in the way they're mixed. It's not peak Cornell. To me, the peak comes in the late 80s, early 90s. And if I really had to whittle it down from there, I'm actually going to go Temple of the Dog. I think it's one of the greatest vocal albums of all time. His work on that album is just sensational. Loud Love, the album and the song, fantastic. I love his screams in it. The way he comes just holding that note, like his ability for resonance is just fantastic. He's got an amazing rock and roll scream. And I love the deeper, darker stuff he does with Soundgarden at times, like in the mid-90s. He gets kind of that demonic kind of characterization he does on like Black Hole Sun, which is awesome.
In my shoes, walking sleep. In my youth, I pray to keep.
Showing his range as a performer, not just his raw voice. Temple of the Dog, I mean, like I was saying, to be honest, the sensuality and charisma and just those first few bars of All Night Thing are just so seductive and stupendous.
Some motion to me that you wanted to leave.
The belting out he does in the chorus of Hunger Strike. And I like how in Euphoria Morning, he has those really sensitive, soft-spoken moments, like in Preaching the End of the World.
No commitment, no confessing there, no little secrets to keep.
He's really kind of embracing more of like that post-grunge kind of feel at times. I think of him a lot as sort of a 90s masculine Robert Plant, you know, more no nonsense than Plant. You know, he doesn't have the mythical flower power stuff, just pure muscle and like sexuality and machismo, but obviously still a bit delicate. And he has a different thing going on than most grunge singers who kind of bring that angry punk and disturbance kind of nature. Cornell almost had, like, during that time, a wavy, rhythmic, bluesy vibe, but he brought power and emotion, not just like the ferociousness. And all of it is just so effortless. There's no strain in his voice whatsoever, unless he has to like convey that for the song. And he's always like, even when he's high up in the clouds, has that like hearty warmth of a baritone. It's really just like this big, powerful rubber band that he's got. And he's just like this razor sharp, weathered soul in his voice, which I think you get through the evolution of his career. And I kind of, earlier, like talking about him being kind of like the 90s masculine Robert Plant, he kind of went with the way he has that resonance. It almost gives you like a Johnny Cash kind of feel, like sharp like a knife, like steady like a train kind of deal. And I think he's just fantastic. I mean, body of work speaks for himself. And especially like the one thing, his colleagues and everyone just praised the hell out of him. And everyone was so down when he passed away because he just had that unique ability to be this sensitive, muscly rock dude that we haven't really seen since. So just fantastic. All Night Thing to me is one of the best vocal performances of all time. I love it.
All right. Nice picks all around again. We're killing it. Let us know what you think of our picks. Drop your own favorite singers down in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. Check all the links in the video description for our Patreon website and merch. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.